All right. Likutei Moharan Torah. So until now, what we said, that the Golus is a result of lack of Emunah. Emunah, Tefillah, and miracles are actually all one thing. They're all manifestations of the same reality of Emunah. Tefillah is obvious because you daven, because you believe there's somebody who can accept it and do what you're asking for. Nisim, which are the result of Tefillah, only when you believe that the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you do Nisim, that is the thing that allows you to daven for Nisim. And the stronger your Emunah, the more potent your Tefillah, and the more Nisim that you can actually affect. Now, the Nisim that we're talking about here are two. They're called Nisim Elohim. We're talking about, above, Nisim above, and Nisim below. The Nisim below are the Nisim that the Kodesh Baruch Hu does with you within nature. Suddenly you need money, suddenly a job comes up and this happens, whatever it is, you're standing in the road, your car's braking and you don't know how you're going to get this, suddenly stops and gives you a boost, whatever. These are all Nisim within Teva. This is called Nisim Tatoim. This is the lower Nisim. And there is Nisim Elohim where the rules of nature simply just get demolished, like this Kriyas Yam Suf, the 10 Makas, v'chula. And they require Emunah. The bigger the Emunah, the more Nisim can be performed. Okay? Now, and it says like that when Avraham Avinu damaged the Emunah, when he asked the Kadosh Baruch Hu for proof, how do I know that I'm actually going to inherit Eretz Yisrael? So Eretz Yisrael is Eretz of Emunah. The only difference between Eretz Yisrael and any other country in the world is the Eden of Emunah. Otherwise, it's just a land is a land is a land. What's the difference? But you see, this is a land from beginning of the year to the end of the year. This is called Shchon Eretz, reside in the land Emunah and shepherd Emunah. So this is a land, it is tantamount to Emunah. Eretz Yisrael is tantamount for Emunah. When you damage the Emunah, you get chucked out of Eretz Yisrael. And where did they get chucked out? They get chucked out to Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is the opposite of Emunah. Mitzrayim is full of Avodah Zorah, it's full of Kfiris. And that's why there's no, that was the greatness of the Makas of Mitzrayim, Dafka there, in the land which is opposite of Emunah, because Mitzrayim, Nosim Likrosai. In Mitzrayim, the word Nosim, Al Pipshat means they flee, they fly, they run away. But it's also the notion of Nisim. Mitzrayim, the Nisim in Mitzrayim is Likrosa, is the opposite of Mitzrayim. Ad Kadekach, when the Kodesh Baruch Hu asked Moshe Rabbeinu, to stop the bara, to stop the hail. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, okay, Kitzatzim Minayir, when I'm going to leave town, I will daven, because the town is filled with Avodah Zarah, and it is the opposite of Emunah. This is what we got up to now. It says, V'dafka Yaakov uvonav yodo Mitzrayim. Because of the let me see, the middle of the Sifra says Ve'ikar Emunah. Yeah. The second paragraph in the middle. V'dafka Yaakov uvonav yodo Mitzrayim. You have it? See, Torah Zayin. Torah Zayin, where's the very beginning? V'dafka Yaakov uvonav. You're right here. V'dafka Yaakov Avano of Yodu Mitzrayim. Where the actual exile happened, that resulted from the deficiency in Emunah, in the time of Yaakov Avano. Could have happened before, could have happened later. Why Dafka there? V'dafka Yaakov Avano of Yodu Mitzrayim Kem Pchina Shneimesar Nuschos Tefillah. There are the 12 versions, Nuschos of Tefillah, Ashkenaz, Sfard, Ari, Chabad, the different Sfarim, whatever. There are 12 Nuschos, because there are 12 spiritual portals in the Shemayim. That correspond to the nature of the 12 Shvatim. Every Shevet has a portal that belongs to its Shorosh Neshama, And when you daven, your tefillah goes through the shores, the shachti on the shama. So that's why it is very chashuv that you daven dafka the nusach that your parents did, that's the way. I remember, actually, my father on Shalom, I remember when, going to shul when I was a kid, they daven Ashkenaz. But my father, all of a sudden only went to Shoshone and Kippur. They just daven whatever was there. I don't know that this was his nusach or not. So when I made tshuva, like 30 some odd years ago, I made it through Chabad. So I started davening, nusach Chabad, nusach Harizal. So when I came to Breslov, everybody davens just a regular nusach Sfad. So I came to Rav Elchesh and I asked him, should I change from nusach Chabad to the regular nusach? He says, no. The start of Chabad, keep there. Even though you're not in Chabad anymore, and everybody, davens regular nusach Sfad, remain there. Use that particular nusach. Because every Shabbat has a different nusach. So you see the 12 Shvatim correspond to the 12 portals, to the 12 versions of Tefillah. And Yaakov, who is their father, who is the source of Tefillah, there's also, so when Avraham Avinu created a fissure, a damage in the Emunah by asking Kadosh Baruch Hu for proof, he damaged the Emunah, and that automatically resulted in the Tefillah going to the Golas. Yaakov Avinu, his 12 children, going to the Golas. And he put it in the Golas, and he put them into the Golas. Besides the fact that when you have a Pagam in the Emunah, that Israel go down to Golas because they can't live anymore in a place of Emunah and Tefillah, the Tefillah itself also goes down. Not only the Yidden go in Golas, the Tefillah itself also goes in Golas. What does it mean that Tefillah goes in Golas? There is a lack of ability to perform miracles in the world through Tefillah. And the reason that Yaakov Avinu and his children Dafka went to Mitzrayim, as we said before, Mitzrayim hu hepech nisim. Mitzrayim is the opposite of miracles. It is said in Kriyas Yamsuf, Vayashav Vayam Yifnos Boker Le'esana, he says over there, that the sea returned in the morning to its strength, to its might. Mitzrayim nasim likrosai, and the Egyptians are running against it. The Lashon Nasim is also shown Nisim, that the Nisim is the opposite of Mitzrayim. She'en Shamakom Nisim, that's not the place of miracles. En Shamakom Tefillah, it's not the place of Tefillah either. Moshe Kosov, as he said, Moshe Rabbeinu told Paro when he asked him, as we said before, to daven to take away the plague of the hail. When I'll go out of town, because the town was totally full with Avodah Zarah, and as all the galas are called Mitzrayim, Mitzrayim, Al Shem Shem Mitzrayim Yisrael, they call tzaras, they constrict Am Yisrael. And that's why I should pogrom by Emunah. When the Emunah is damaged, Chas v'Chalil, the Tefillah gets damaged, Eretz Yisrael gets damaged, a person goes in exile. It's one and the same. Okay, so now that we have explained that the main reason for exile is lack of Emunah, and when the Emunah will be rectified, the Geula will come. Now we're going to show how this principle is alluded to in the Gemara and Sanhedrin. This is what Chazal said on the pasuk, Ki yorin Hashem amoy, ki re ki ozlos yad ve'efes otzu ve'ozuv. So Chazal said, En Mashiach ben David ba, ela ad shetichle pruta min hakis. He says, the Mashiach is going to come only when everybody will be poor. This is ozlos yad. Everybody, okay. As far as you and I are concerned, Mashiach can come, right? Okay. Everybody will be empty-handed. And what is hinted to, alluded to in the Veil of the is always like this. You know when Mashiach can come? When all the heretics that don't believe in miracles will not exist anymore. What is it? They don't have a emunah. So what do? When a miracle happens? They cover up the nisim, they explain it in nature's way, was what it is. There was a storm wind, there was this, there was that, there was, like, it was funny, like, in physics, when you take a look in the creation of the world, there's no way that the world could be created. If everything is just haphazard, you can take to believe that the world was created by itself is like saying that you take an endless number of monkeys typing on endless typing machines that will never write War and Peace ever. I don't care. You can say mathematically that there's infinity, there's endless number of monkeys. It'll come out. It'll never come out. It'll never come out. So the chances of everything, the world, and everything, all the conditions, for the world to have been created to come to where it is now, it's calculated as if somebody is shooting a bullet into a room where there's a safe, okay? And the bullet hits the knob, the thing on the safe, and bounces on the wall, ricochet, and hits it, to the right number, and hits the wall, ricochets again, the opposite way to the right number, and ricochets again to the right number, and opens up the safe. It ain't happening. So they come up with it. So one of the scientists is that she knows, she has the answer. What is the answer that she has? The answer that she has is that there are infinite versions of reality, and that happens to be the one that works. I mean, hey, how can you say? The point is that this is when the apikosim that cover up the miracles with derech hateva, when they will cease to exist, this is when Mashiach will come. And the reason why we said tichle pruta minakis, that the pruta, that the penny, will be eradicated from the pocket. How does this allude to that reality that the apikosim will not exist anymore? How does this bring to that? I'm going to explain like this. Ke'iker nisim be'eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is the land of Amunah, so the main miracles happen in Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael shoyset chila. Eretz Yisrael drinks first, and the entire world drinks at the end. That gives the rain on the land. In other words, the rain first comes down at Israel, and then it goes to the rest of the countries. Ushtiyoso, and the drinking and the quenching of the thirst in Eretz Yisrael, metahoimus, that comes from the aquifers, that comes from from the water which is under the ground, because the rain ultimately comes from the water which comes out of the ground. Or the metahoimus is actually, they also come from the Ma'am Milyon Sheberakia. By the way, I don't know if you knew that, but Rav Zamir Kohn brings in his book that I don't know exactly what the ratio, but most of the water in the world actually comes from outer space. There's almost endless amount of ice that comes into the atmosphere constantly from outer space. This is a Ma'am Milyonim, they come in the Rakia. And the Ma'am Milyonim, which in the Rakia are called Tehomis, and the Ma'am Tachtonim, which are under the earth, the fountains, and it is called Tehomis. This is, so you have an upper Tehomis and lower Tehomis. You have sources of water from above and lower Tehomis from underneath. That's why it says in the Mabul, Kadosh Baruch has opened, the upper gates and the lower gates. The one that came from above and the one that came from below. So you have a Tehomis above and a Tehomis below. The Tehomis, and Tehomis itself, the Shtiyas of Tehomis, that comes from Tehomis. Now Tehomis, Tahom Kol Ha'ir, it is said about, when Naomi and Ruth came back from Midian, everybody was wondering, this is Nami? What it actually says? Vatehom kol ha'ir. The entire town was like, everybody was talking. Everybody was like, schmoozing about it in the mikveh. Did you see? Is this a vatehom? They made a big tumult. Made a big tumult. Vatehom. So teherbis is the show of wonderment and tumult. Teherbis is a euphemism for a nes, for an unnatural occurrence. And with this, that the Homes, the wonderment, alludes to miracles. As it is said, when Naomi came to Bet Shemesh, to Bethlehem, without her husband and children, Vatahom kol ha'ir. It was a big mehuma, there was a big wonderment. Everybody says like, whoa, what happened to it? So Lashon Tehom alludes to the in of Nes. Shadvar Nisi, something which is not according to the ways of nature, Tmei Ma'olam. Everybody wonders. That's why Tehom alludes to miracles. In other words, the Bechina Elyoina, which is called Tehom, the root of everything, that's the root of the Nisim. That's why Eretz Yisrael, which is the place of the Nisim, drinks from it first. And when we say Eretz Yisrael, Shoysa Tchila, that Eretz Yisrael drinks first, it drinks from the Homes alludes to miracles. Eretz Yisrael is the land of Amunah. That's why we say, that's what Chazal allude to when they say, Eretz Yisrael drinks first. It gets the Bechina, also the Bechina of Nisim, because that's the Shorsh of the Nisim, there's the Shorsh of the Tefillah, that's the Shor of the Eden of Nisim. And this is what it says in Tehillim, Tehom koire lekol tzinorecha. I'm not exactly sure what is the proper, I have to look at a couple of translations on Tehom. But a source to a source is calling. Mm-hmm. The Gemara says there is an upper Tehom, and there's a lower Tehom, and there's a malach that is standing between the two. That resembles a calf. This is what the Gemara says. And its lips are split. I'll tell you what, we'll continue this particular part with the Nisim tomorrow, because there's a wealth of details over here, and we have to go through them slowly so the whole thing sits properly. That's come for today.